You guys, we have a lot to get to today. We've got flooding across the east, severe storms returning to the Midwest and the Great Lakes, a multi-day heat wave that's affecting a huge part of the country, monsoon season in full effect across the west, wildfire threats across the northwest, and of course, Bertha and our expectations for that little pesky storm. We're going to be covering what we're expecting into the entire weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we need to get started. Listen, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jessica Fernandez, a degreed meteorologist with a master's degree in meteorology, and might I add, 7 years of experience on TV news. And now we've created this YouTube channel so we can get into all things weather. So let's jump into it right now. Let's start with eastern portions of the country, or the eastern half really. We have got this annoying cold front, or semi-stationary front we could call it, just hanging out across the southeast. And you can kind of see it along this line of moisture. Now, this is going to bring us back to back storms, and it's going to be causing a flood threat, or I should say it's going to continue to cause a flood threat. Man, I cannot even speak today. It's going to continue to cause a flood threat for the southeast and even stretching into portions of the plains too. So throughout the day on Friday, bringing us these storms, and again on Saturday, but then things start to slow down by Sunday, but storms are still not out of the question. And listen, we're talking about a ton of rain that we're expecting. As you can see here in some parts of the Carolinas, even Georgia and Alabama, we're talking about 2 to 3 inches of additional rain from now until Sunday night or Monday morning. Even in some isolated spots in Missouri, we're talking about up to 3 inches of rain. But I think most of the action is going to be down to the south in the southeast. Because of this, we're talking about the chance of seeing some flash flooding. For Friday, it's this entire area from Missouri into the southeast in the yellow with a level 2 out of 4 risk of seeing some flash flooding. For Saturday, we're talking about mostly the southeast, especially in the Carolinas, in the yellow with that 2 out of 4 risk. In the green, we're talking about a level 1 out of 4 risk of seeing some flash flooding. And even for this Friday, we're talking about the potential of seeing some severe storms pop up in portions of coastal South Carolina, North Carolina, and even portions of Georgia too, to include places, for example, like Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, and Savannah. And if we do see severe storms pop up, we're mostly talking about damaging winds over 60 miles per hour. Now, speaking of storms, the severe storm threat returns to the Great Lakes region as we head into this weekend and even early next week. For Sunday, we're talking about this area here, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, and even portions of extreme northern Illinois. And for Monday, that shifts a little bit further towards the south and east to include places, for example, like Milwaukee, Chicago, Fort Wayne, Columbus, and right outside of Detroit too. Actually, on Monday, we could see some MCSs, which are basically large clusters of storms put together, causing a problem for us out here in the Great Lakes. Here's the supercell composite, shows us where we have the best chance of seeing some supercells form. As we head into this weekend, Sunday into Monday, we have the chance of seeing some severe weather out here heading into early next week. We even have the chance for some flash flooding over here too, unfortunately. Now the risk is low. Level 1 out of 4. But that's the case for this Sunday in Wisconsin and Illinois, even parts of Michigan. Milwaukee, Chicago, you're included in that. For Monday, this stretches way more towards the south and east to include New York State, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kentucky, a big chunk of Ohio, Michigan, as well as Indiana. So yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend, especially on this Sunday and heading into Monday for you guys. Next on the docket is the multi-day heat wave we're going to be dealing with into this weekend and even into next week. This Friday, a lot of us aren't going to be too bad, but the heat is going to start, especially up in here. We're talking about the Dakotas and Montana. Now watch this. Saturday, things get a lot more intense up here with those dark reds. And by the way, what we're looking at right here is how much the temperatures are going to be above normal for this time of year. By Sunday, this stretches further towards the south and east to include a lot more states way above average for this time of year. By Monday, most of us in the central US are going to be feeling this. And of course, a lot of us are going to be in the triple digits, unfortunately. Lots of temperature records could be broken. For example, this Saturday, Denver's expecting a high of 99 when the record for that city is 99 for this Saturday. Burbank, California, 100, flirting with that record of 101. Casper, Wyoming, 99, flirting with the record of 100. Imperial, California, 118 degrees is what we're expecting for you guys. when the record, by the way, is 119. Let's take a look at some of the heat index temperatures that we're expecting. If you see this pink and this gray, it's not good. We're talking about heat index temperatures in the triple digits for most of us, especially in the central portion of the country. Sunday, this just continues. Everybody's gonna be above 100 degrees when it comes to the heat index. For the majority of the central part of the country, even stretching into portions of the southeast and of course the southwest. Now, speaking of the southwest, monsoon season is in full effect right now. You can tell by just looking at this water vapor imagery from Thursday afternoon. Take a look at the way that these storms just pop up. It's like little mushroom tops popping up here. That's thanks to monsoon season, and that's just going to continue as we head into this weekend. For the Four Corners, into portions of northern Texas, we're talking about the risk of seeing some flash flooding because of these monsoonal storms. So that'll cover the majority of the Four Corners. Saturday, this is going to continue, and for New Mexico, the chance goes up. Level 2 out of 4 risk of seeing some flash flooding here. And Sunday, once again, for the Four Corners, chance of seeing some isolated flash flooding here. And even in parts of South Arizona, we're talking about the chance of seeing some severe storms pop up, and that would be for this Saturday. Speaking of the West, though, we have to give the Northwest a little bit of love. The significant weather that's going to be going on as we head into this weekend has to do with fire weather. So the chance of seeing some wildfires goes up because the conditions favor that, unfortunately. So for Friday, we're talking about Washington, Oregon, portions of Idaho, as well as Montana, with that enhanced fire weather risk. And even on Saturday, we're going to be dealing with that as well. So just make sure that you are avoiding starting any fires outdoors. Sounds like a weird tip to give, but hey, something as simple as throwing a cigarette could ignite a wildfire, unfortunately. Now, for those of you that wanted to know about Bertha, it is now a tropical depression, and it'll be out of our hair by tomorrow in portions of Texas. Depending on when you're watching this, we're talking about Friday. So by Friday, this is going to be no longer a thing, and it is now a tropical depression. So nothing to worry about. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, do all of the things. That would be amazing. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.